Hi, everyone. This is Sterling McGarvey, and I'm here with,
Hector Sanchez.
and we are checking out Mortal Kombat for the PlayStation Vita.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat for PlayStation Vita is a fully customized experience for even the most hardcore MK fan. We've kept a lot of the qualities that made MK so successful and kind of tailored them to the Vita device and added a couple new things. One of the things that we're going to show you today is the bonus challenge tower, which is a series of 150 missions that are tailored to the PlayStation Vita. The game runs at 60 frames per second, just like the console version as well. But we've also added touchscreen functionality and the accelerometer in pretty interesting ways that we weren't able to do, obviously, in the console version of the game. What Brian's going to show you now is one of the new mechanics that we put in the game, which is touchscreen fatalities. Obviously, the fatalities are kind of the big calling card of Mortal Kombat, and we wanted to try to figure out a way where we could make it even more accessible to even the most casual fan that are on there. So you can see right here, Shao Kahn is kind of showing off that we have touchscreen fatalities available on the Vita system. So this mission is basically just a training mission to show you what we can do. So you get to beat up on everyone's favorite punching bag, which is Johnny Cage.
Finish him.
And then the screen will give you a little prompt to kind of put those kind of gestures in there. You can see it's a lot easier this time around. You're only doing the gestures. You're not doing the face button this time. So it reduces a number of inputs that you have to put in, but it's still very visceral and still very engaging.
So, in looking at that, does it just support front touchscreen, or does it also do with rear touch? I've seen other fighting games where they kind of use the rear touchpad for different functions. Similar to the
We
front.
wanted to focus only on the front touchscreen just because Mortal Kombat is such a kind of a fast-paced, like Twitch reflex game that we didn't want people to inadvertently fire off attacks that they were doing, that they wanted to do.
Okay.
This next mission that Brian's going to show you is Bloody Mess. And this is just another kind of quirky way that we were able to incorporate the touchscreen functionality into like the basic Mortal Kombat gameplay. We call these missions kind of hybrid missions where you're keeping your hands on the D-pad and the face buttons as you would normally, but we also added touchscreen functionality into it as well. So you'll see as the fight gets progressively longer, your screen will be filled with blood the entire time, so you actually have to physically wipe away the blood from your screen to make sure that you can actually see what's going on. And while you're wiping the blood away from the screen, it gives you a little bit of a health power-up to kind of help balance out the mission as well. So again, it's another one of those fun things where we kept the kind of core Mortal Kombat experience, but added something new and customizable for the Vita. Brian will also be able to show you one of the things that we added, which is the ability to fire off the X-ray move using the touchscreen. Again, fatalities and X-rays were kind of the big, high-impact, cinematic moments in the game. We wanted to make those as accessible as possible. We figured there's going to be a lot more casual people that are going to want to pick up Mortal Kombat for the Vita than there were for the console version. So that was one way that we could incorporate that into it. So the strategy of this mission is to try to disable Baraka so that you have the time to kind of wipe away the blood from the screen. Cool thing about developing for the Vita was that we were able to spend a lot of our design brain power and programming brain power on just these like kind of fun, quirky missions. The game was pretty much already designed and working, so all we had to do was kind of get it working on the Vita. This mission is called a juggle mission, and basically we wanted to use kind of intuitive game design elements that people are kind of already used to. Obviously, there's a series of missiles on the bottom of the screen, and the object of this mission is to keep Scorpion in the air by firing missiles from each one of them the entire time. This is a cool mission. People were really digging this a lot, so we made a few variations of these as you go up the ladder. A little bit later, there'll be less missiles. In one mission, there's actually two guys falling, and you have to keep them both balanced up at the same time, so there's a lot of different variations. Another thing that we've done in Mortal Kombat, we've always had things like Test Your Might, test your strike, things like that. We made a new variation of this. It's called Test Your Balance, and this uses the Vita's accelerometer. And basically, for some reason, somebody sadistically decided that they were going to put your character on a plank over a pit and force you to stay balanced for an amount of time on there. In this mission, there's actually people off to the side throwing severed body parts at you. And if you fall, obviously, you know, the Mortal Kombat way, there's an interesting way that you wind up dying. So what we're guessing is that people are probably going to fail these missions on purpose as many times as possible to see how many of these different variations there are. It's always something different whenever you die. Another example of a hybrid mission is a mission that we call Missile Mayhem. Basically, in Missile Mayhem, you fight as Sub-Zero against Sector, and Sector's firing missiles at you while he's fighting you. And the goal of this mission is to stay alive while detonating the missiles that come off screen using the touchscreen while blocking the attacks that Sector's getting at you at the same time. So it's been pretty cool to try to find these kind of like different variations of missions to utilize all of the features that the Vita has. So you can see the game runs at 60 frames per second. We have all of the content that was available from MK, from the original Mortal Kombat from last year. We have all of the DLC characters. Kratos is available. And we have all of the costumes that we had released available as well. Plus, we have an additional 16 costumes that are exclusive to the Vita that we reward to the player throughout Challenge Tower. In the last mission, in the last Challenge Tower, you had to complete the entire 300 challenges to get kind of the reward. And in this one, we wanted to kind of give people a reward as they were ascending to kind of increase that compulsion loop of wanting to keep playing more and more and more to get there, to the end. This mission is kind of part 2 of one of the more popular missions from Challenge Tower of Mortal Kombat, and this is where Melina is actually trying to give Scorpion a teddy bear that he doesn't want. So he kicks it back at her, and it's just one of these kind of standard fights. He's gonna be a big meanie and fight Melina, even though she just wants to be friends. But yeah, you can see we've kept a lot of the same elements from MK9. You can see the train went by, the dynamic lighting is still there. We really wanted to keep it on par with the console version of it. We didn't want to kind of take any shortcuts, and we wanted to give the background, the personalities that they had from the console version as well.
So does that also include the story mode is fully intact from the console version as well?
Yes, the story mode is fully intact with the same kind of seamless transitions from the narrative elements to the gameplay elements as well.
Okay. Now, I'd also read that NetherRealm's not working on any online multiplayer per se. Are there any kind of online features that it'll have? Is there any PlayStation Store integration that we can expect to see?
Yeah, we have both ad hoc and infrastructure multiplayer available. So you can play tag team and 1 versus 1 in both modes. We also have the tweak variable and balance system from the console version integrated in this as well. So we have all the latest patches and all the latest balance data available. So if something gets updated on the console version, it'll be updated on the Vita version as well to keep them kind of at the same place as both of them. This is another interesting mission. This is a mission where Striker, for some reason, has an infinite number of fruits and vegetables that he can hurl at you, and you actually have to cut them, and it's kind of a tug of war with your super meter. You want to fill up your super meter before your opponent does. When he hits you with something, his meter fills up. When you slice the vegetables and fruit, you gain the super meter. So again, this just shows you a way that we're using the combat engine in kind of an interesting way. Are you about to lose? Wow, you lose.
And here we are diving into multiplayer Mortal Kombat on PlayStation Vita. So we're playing an ad hoc match.
Let's see what you're made of.
So my humiliation will come from 3 feet away.
Cool thing about ad hoc is that you can't really rage quit.
No.
Because the person's in the room.
You can rage at them, but you can't rage quit on them.
Rage quit on them. So you can see the arenas still have some of the kind of dynamic elements that made them pretty have good personality in the console version of the game. So this is the Soul Chamber. It made its debut in Mortal Kombat 3. It's designed by Tony Goski, and this is kind of the updated 2011 version of it. We wanted to make sure that we kept the Soulnado still viewable and the kind of the background NPC characters as well. Wow.
He was being nice. He was being very nice.
You can use your X-ray by tapping on the flashing X there. There we go.
Oh. I had that one coming.
Cabal wins.
Apparently failure is an option.
Fight!
It's all right. Yeah, going through it, I mean, combat-wise, it feels a lot like the PS3 version.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that kind of moment-to-moment gameplay was the same. We wanted, combos that you've learned on the PS3 for the past year don't just go away or don't work. We wanted to make sure that they felt and stayed the same. And also, if you have this version and you're going around on the bus, going to school or whatever it is that you do, and you're practicing combos on this, you can jump onto the PS3 and they'll still work. So we want to keep the gameplay the same.
Now, what kind of adaptations had to be made for the Vita in terms of,
Surprisingly, not too much. I mean, we obviously had to reduce some of the polygons of the characters and the backgrounds because we're displaying on a 3.5, 4-inch screen versus a 60-inch 3D television. But for the most part, because the fidelity of the Vita screen is so sharp, you really can't tell the difference of what we do. It really does look on par with the console version.
All right, excellent. So when can we expect to see this in our soon-to-be coming out PlayStation Vitas?
We right now are targeting the spring 2012 release, so we should be within the launch window.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks.